You asked John Cena something too, no?
I did, because he announced his retirement. That was so cool. That's one of those I remember when and where moments. I was in Toronto, in my hometown, when John Cena surprised us and announced his retirement. And I asked him, because he'd been hinting at retirement for a while, for years. So I asked him, why is 2025 the right time to retire? And he gave a great answer about that. The cool thing about John Cena's retirement tour is we get a full year of John Cena. January to December. So that means we get one more Royal Rumble with him. That means we get one more WrestleMania with him, one more Survivor Series, one more SummerSlam, one more Money in the Bank, all of the PLEs. And he has, I think he said he's going to do 30 to 40 dates. I wonder how many matches that's going to be. It's not going to be 30 to 40 matches because you got to set up some of these matches. This reminds me of when Kobe had his final season and when Derek Jeter had his final season, where they go to the opposing stadium and there's like a celebration of like, this is Derek Jeter's last game here. This is Kobe's last game here. And there's a presentation. I think we're going to see that type of thing with John Cena. And what's cool about this is if you see that Raw or SmackDown or a PLE is coming to your town and John Cena's announced for it, that's your last time to see John Cena perform live in your city. So if you've ever wanted to see him, now is the time to make it happen. It's a brilliant idea to have a full year of a goodbye to one of the greatest to ever do it. And I'm knock on wood here. Shouldn't even be saying this out loud, but I just hope that he's able to stay healthy throughout the entire run and obviously beyond.
You've sat with him several times.
He's the best.
Do you think John Cena's retirement run will be the end, or will he make another appearance after?
He made it really clear that this is it. And I know that in wrestling, you could never say never because we know how wrestling retirements usually work. But he seemed to make it pretty clear that this is it. And here's the thing, like when you see these classic bands go on their final tour,
there's always another.
And that's the thing, like, does it not cheapen? Like, wasn't that your final tour? So is this your final tour? I truly think that this is it for him. And it sounds like he's going to be doing some stuff behind the scenes, maybe some mentoring or some coaching. But I think as far as his in-ring career is concerned, this is it. Then we get to play a really fun game all year of, all right, who's his WrestleMania opponent? Okay. Who's his final opponent?
Who would be his final opponent?
I think the answer to either the question of who's his WrestleMania opponent or who's his final opponent, or perhaps the answer to both of those questions, Randy Orton is one of his biggest rivals. So I think that's, if Randy Orton's not his WrestleMania opponent, Randy Orton might be his final opponent. But there's also this thing in wrestling where when you do have your final match, you generally lose it. You're putting somebody else over. You're making them look good. You're giving them that little bit of a rub. I could see him putting over like a younger talent, like a passing of the torch moment to someone of a new generation. I don't know who that would be right now, but when you think of 12 months of John Cena, there's a lot of great matches we got to cram into that, right? We've got to see a match with Cody. We've got to see a match with Randy Orton. I'm guessing we'll get another Rock match thrown in there if Rock's still in the mix. There's a lot of really good matches we can get there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Braun Breaker versus John Cena at some point in time. That one just feels like a match that has to happen.
Do you think John Cena will win his final match?
No, I don't think so. That's what happens in wrestling. When you think of most people's final match, very last match, you're going out and you're back. You're going out making somebody else look good and you're looking at the lights.
That was poetic.
That's wrestling.